Will Resurgence ranked fail? Yes or no?
No.
I don't know.
So Resurgence ranked just got announced, like I just said, and now we have Fortunes Keep coming back, which I think is a W.
Yeah, dude, the map itself is, no one's ever played it before because they changed it completely. But I think this map is better than the original Fortunes.
Fortunes Keep, I try to manage my expectations with these kind of things, and I definitely need more play time. We played like an hour and a half of the game, and like, a couple things kind of throw me off. Everything's kind of broken. So you could look at that good or bad, however you want. But it is different. So people that are expecting, it's going to be a copy paste. It's not. It is different completely.
The whole place is like cracked. There's obviously like a ton of things. There's like features in the game where you can use vehicles, like jump over stuff. There's water. It's basically like a new map, but it's the old Fortunes Keep. And the good thing is, obviously, with ranked coming out, that's kind of why almost we're there today to play ranked. Yeah. It's going to be they're not coming out with a big map ranked until we don't know when. They didn't tell us.
That's one of the biggest things that I was shocked by, and I'm wondering if this is where Call of Duty's direction is for the future. We talked about it. Is World Series going to Warzone be like this? We have no idea. But the thing is, how are they going to do this where Resurgence ranked is the first ranked mode out, no big map BR?
Which is insane. Because I know a lot of people were excited for that. Obviously, coaching content does great on that, things like that. But I think overall, I think this can do really good. And for those that have never played ranked before, we can give you guys an overview right now. So obviously, as you're dropping in, it is going to be trios only. They told us they don't have plans at all for solos or quads or duos ranked at all.
Yeah.
So when you're jumping into Fortunes Keep, it's going to be trios based, and there's going to be kills and assists, and then obviously placement, which can be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, I don't want to say a copy pasta, a copy paste of the regular BR rank, but there's a lot of things that are very similar. I think one of the biggest things, which I'm so happy about, that they changed going into this is now there is a fee for every time you die.
Which is crazy.
I love it.
When we had talked about like what would Resurgence look like for ranked play, because it's completely different. Resurgence isn't known as like a comp environment, and I remember first thinking like there has to be a death fee, because if not, you're not getting punished for the amount of times you're spawning up, and they added that. So now, like, as you go up, if you're like top 250, it's -7 every death. But of course, if you're bronze, it's free, and then you go up to silver, it goes -2, and then -3, working your way up. So I think that's like a great way to balance out the tempo of the whole match setup, so it's not too like, everyone still has the, what would you say? I guess the intensity is there for the matches now. You can't just run around headlessly and go for like bombs.
100%. I think it's gonna, honestly, again, I'm just letting you guys know, I was a big advocate for, I don't think Resurgence ranked should be a thing. I personally, I was like, you have BR, which feels competitive, and then you have Resurgence, which is supposed to be fun and casual. Now, BR kind of feels like Resurgence, fun and casual. And now we're making Resurgence competitive. So again, I don't know how it's gonna play out. Do I think this is gonna fail? I don't know. I'm curious to see how the community responds to it, and especially with, I guess it's a good thing that there's no BRs ranked, so everybody's gonna probably give this a try and see how it is, So
it's like Call of Duty, when Battle Royale Resurgence came out, they knew how successful Resurgence has been since Verdansk era with the Rebirth, and they just said, okay, why is everybody playing Resurgence and not Battle Royale? And so they took away, or they added the redeploys, the coming back feature, and they tried to make Battle Royale Resurgence, and it just, for me, I mean, it's more for you guys, I just didn't feel like, I played Battle Royale to be Battle Royale. I just didn't. It felt like an in between. Just like it wants to be Resurgence, but didn't. But now with Resurgence, it's like, okay, now let's put our attention there. Let's try to fix out Resurgence, see which direction. They tried Battle Royale, it didn't work out. Now we try Resurgence and bring in the elements from Battle Royale being ranked. Could go nuts. I had a lot of fun.
It could definitely go crazy too. And they have a list of things. So for those that don't know, obviously for ranked play, they're going to be banning stuff inside of ranked play because obviously things in ranked aren't going to be as competitive as normal BR. So they actually gave us a list of some things that are banned. I'm trying to take some notes there. Obviously, there's going to be no one-shot snipers, which is a W. Obviously, if one-shot snipers are super RNG, especially on a small map, but you can be fighting teams. There's going to be a lot of third parties. There's no one-shot snipers. There's going to be no redeploys or spawn tokens. So obviously, it's just going to be a normal, just spawning back from the sky.
Yeah.
There's going to be no snake shots. W. No Dragon's Breath around, no explosives, no thermals, a lot of shotguns are banned, and there's no turns in vehicles.
It's good.
I think that's good. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be mad, and there's also no riot shield, so
Yeah.
all the rats that run those.
Yeah.
But it's good though, I think, because obviously in the normal public playlist, all those stuff can still be there. But trying to make Warzone as competitive as possible, things like shotguns, Dragon's Breath, things like that shouldn't be in the game. And I think that obviously that's going to be good for a lot of players that are just trying to actually play a competitive mode compared to obviously just playing pubs with riot shields and stuff.
Which I think actually helps out a lot. The biggest thing I think, like, why I was an advocate for Resurgence rank play is because I know Resurgence is such a casual pool of audience. But now when you kind of separate it, everyone complains about skill-based matchmaking, but now when you have all the sweats playing ranked play, and all the casuals, ranked play's not my thing, I'm just playing regular pubs. Now you have the pubs being pubs and rank being ranked, all in the same Resurgence game mode. I think it's gonna help just the whole environment be a lot healthier. Because I mean, Resurgence, like, the community is diehard. Like, and I think this is gonna help them out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, let's go over the rules. You want to go over? Let's go over pretty much how it's all going to be laid out. Again, Fortune's Keep trios, 51 players total. That's 17 teams, I believe. And yeah, so go ahead and tell us kind of more or less how everything works. With like, we'll get as specific as we can.
Yeah, so there's currently going to be 8 skill divisions. And for each skill division, there's going to be obviously like certain skins, certain cameras and stuff where you place at the end of the season. So this is going to be coming in season 2, which is going to be next Wednesday. So obviously ranked play is going to be dropping for Fortune's Keep next Wednesday, which is crazy. There's going to be placement points, the final placement points. If your team finishes top 12, get 20 points, top 8, 40, top 5, 60, and top 3, 80. And if you win the game, you get 100 SR. Now, SR is going to be obviously, there's going to be death fees. So if you die, you lose SR. But there's also kills, assists, and then team kills. So I believe if your team gets kills, you get points for it. If you get an assist on somebody that your teammate kills, you get points for it, then obviously kills for yourself. That does scale up as the zones close, so obviously, which is cool, which is good. So then obviously as those teams that are playing endgame and things like that, you're getting more points for fighting people towards the end of the game, which is a W.
Again, to reiterate, you do lose SR every time you come and redeploy. So, and that also scales. So do you have the actual numbers? It's -2 if you're in bronze.
No, bronze is free.
Bronze is free. Then -2 if you're in silver. -3 gold. -4 platinum. -5 crimson. -6. Did I miss one?
Diamond.
-6 diamond, and then -7 per death for platinum. For iridescent and top 250.
Which is crazy.
I think another feature they added, which has always been a staple in Resurgence, and I think more of if you play Resurgence, you play it religiously, you kind of already picked up on these, but you're kind of making it more set in stone, which will help out comp, is they're reducing the RNG because at Circle 2, you got your loadout, which is going to be at a minute, I think 11 on the second close. Circle 3, you have Fire Cell. And then Circle 4, you have Restock. And that's every zone. That's going to be every single zone. You're going to have all 3 of those. I mean,
because it's happening, you and your team can play around that.
Oh yeah, so we were waiting for Fire Cell for Save the Cash. We got Fire Cell in a second. Boom. Yeah.
So then like obviously for the more aggressive teams, you could be buying, flying around with UAVs, things like that. If you don't, you can obviously buy your guns, rotate, endgame, and there's also going to be that restock. So if you guys come back in and you don't have any money or anything, once that restock pops up, you're going to have a ton of loot to then go loot again and hopefully get back kind of in the flow of the game.
Again, so all these rules, there's so many different ways to get to the top, right? And then once you get there, they had, honestly, from what we saw, I like the rewards. I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
One of the big feedback that we gave them is, and from a lot of people that said, it's like, ranked rewards should be good. And last year there was good. Some seasons they were good, some seasons that they were really bad. So that was one feedback. Another thing, and I think a lot of y'all probably watching this want to know is ranked gonna feel like ranked? Like that's the big thing. And we gave them all our feedback, and only time will tell, right? We can't tell you ranked is gonna feel amazing until we play it and we see, okay, is it whoever plays the longest? Or is it, it's an actual testament of if you're good. Is this good? Are you skillful enough to be in the top 250? As opposed to, you just play a lot more than me, right? So that's one of the things that they're also looking into as well.
Because the great thing about that too is obviously a big complaint was mine from my side, and also for a lot of casual people that play the game. They're like, "Yo, Joe," or I was playing and I was silver fighting a top 250. That should never happen. The good thing is now, because this is ranked Resurgence, obviously the games are going to be a lot shorter, and there's going to be less people on the map. Meaning, whenever they're queuing up and queue times, you should be getting in lobbies with your skill division, which is going to be very, very important than having like, it's a random hour. If you're a silver player, you shouldn't be facing iridescent or diamond. It just shouldn't happen. So hopefully with this system now, because there's less players on the map and quicker games, as you're queuing in, you should get people that are in your skill division, which will make every game actually matter more than like, oh, we can just fly around and it's a bot lobby, it's silver, whatever.
Remember, we're going from ranked last year to 150 players to ranked this year 51. These lobbies will probably be very competitive. Again, I was a big hater for Resurgence ranked, and honestly, seeing this now and thinking about like, at least I think, right, we're gonna have to wait till next Wednesday to play. I think once you get to the top 250, the iridescent lobbies, these might be stacked. And it might be really fun.
And just think about it, like, yo, imagine you're in a top 250. We're talking about this, and it's like, okay, let's just say you're not having a good day. You're getting fucking slammed. You're -7, -7, -7. You're dying every time. You can't leave the match. You're in there. So it's like you're really getting thrown to the dogs if you really think about it. Yeah. You can't back out. If your teammates are doing good and you're in a blender, you're going to see that at the end. You know what I mean? That SR is going to be minus a couple hundred.
That's one thing I wanted to kind of say, like, is now when you play with people, like, obviously there's times where you're going to play with people that maybe aren't as good as you, but if somebody is having a really bad game, it's not going to affect you as much, right? So like, let's say Joe's frying out, but I'm having a rough game and I'm dying consistently. He's not losing SR. I'm the one, my SR is plummeting while Joe's having his pop-up game, right? And that way, I feel like that's a very good testament of skill. Like, yo, this guy actually, it shows who's doing good and who's doing not. So you have to always be like,
and also somebody can't get hard carried to a diamond or something just because their team is super good. If they're in a diamond lobby and they're not doing good, they keep dying, they're gonna stay hard stuck diamond whenever their teammates could get crimson or higher. And I think that's how it should be. Yeah. Obviously for a lot of casual players, they can't play the game like us streamers can all day, every day. So like it should never be on like how much time you can actually play. And it should just be like you play until like the game feels that you're stuck in that skill division, whether that's gold, diamond, crimson, like where you're actually in the division you're supposed to be, and not like just because you can play the most, you're going to be top 250 or higher, right? So it's just like, I figured like that's good, and also people can't just get carried to who knows what.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm excited to say the least. I don't know how it's gonna play out. I can see it going one way, I can see it going the other. I can see people loving it, but I can also see people being like, yo, give us regular BR back. This is not what we wanted. Like, remember, Resurgence is supposed to be for the casual community. Just go, have fun, get into the mix. And I still think it's gonna do that, but now when you put a ranked mode to it, will that make it lose its value? I don't know. Yeah. I think that's just time will tell.
Time will definitely tell, because I think you definitely love like Vandal, Ashika, all that stuff. I do too. It's because that's also obviously like it's just action, right? I do love the big map. It's cool, but there's times that like it's you're fighting and stuff, and it feels like it takes a while to get into a game, get a loadout, start your game with Vandal, Ashika, now just keep in there, quick game.
Not even that. When you start getting to the higher levels now, like even at a comp level, when you watch like the tournaments that were popping off last year on Vandal, it's like you have some of the best teams going at each other. The close quarter gunfights are like, it's like head to head.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch big map, it's like snipe down, push, okay, ARs, dude, when it's Vandal or you're looking at now Fortune, it's submachine guns, ARs just right into the mix, and now snipers aren't there. So it's like the fights are gonna be super intense, super fast paced. And the end games we had today, which you'll probably see right now in the footage, it was intense. I loved it. It was
all
like
fights and stuff.
Oh my
super,
god!
super
Every fight we were taking was just a lot of fun.
So one thing I will say about this, and I've noticed it in tournaments in the past and even now, is like BR is a lot. It's not so much gun skill heavy. It is more mental, how you choose to rotate, how you choose to plan ahead. And sure, Resurgence still has that, but in my opinion, Resurgence is more for, okay, gunny. Like you're gonna be fighting with people with good gun skill constantly. So if you're at the top of the Resurgence leaderboard, I think that you have like probably the most insane gunny out of it because you're in constant gunfights, constant.
Wait for casual players too to get like really good at the game. Like if you, especially the casual community, like it's gonna be a big learning curve because going from Resurgence to Resurgence ranked, you're gonna have to learn different roles. You're gonna have to learn how to anchor 2-1 split and stuff like that. But eventually you guys are gonna get good. You're going against players, tight gun skill, just going head to head. The Resurgence community is gonna pop off. I think when it comes to gun skill, it's just like. You're gonna see a big improvement for the casual players. I think just as a whole.
that plus like team based too, because obviously like now with that death fee and stuff, people are not, because obviously I complain about it. We always complain about the stacking, right? In Vondo for free, right? But now for a ranked mode, this is going to be crazy because you're going to have to play with your team. There's no more splitting off and like trying to fight a 1v3 in ranked, because you're going to die. And then if your teammates are fighting, they're in a 2v3. So I think it's going to help out a lot of people to learn how to play like a team, like actually like a team, like nading, trading out each other, like things like that. And it's going to help people grow as players if they actually try to grind ranked and find like a group of friends or whoever to actually play together and learn and grow as players. Like I think that's going to definitely help.
And then when they're not playing ranked, you know, these people are like, all right, I'm done sweating it. Let's just go play a quick pub, solo split. I think it's going to reduce the stacking in public lobbies, especially from the good players who like would stack for some reason. I don't know why they would do that. Now they're just going to be able to solo split. Let me go stack up in Resurgence where it actually matters, or rank play, where it actually matters. Be a good way to help.
Because hopefully, fingers crossed, right, is that now with a ranked Resurgence mode, with Fortune's Keep ranked, hopefully, fingers crossed, the public lobbies feel less sweaty.
Yeah.
Because obviously all the people that are trying to grind ranked are going to be playing ranked. Then the public lobbies, if it's quads or fingers crossed quads, but it's like hopefully like those lobbies will feel way less sweaty and not just like you're basically playing a ranked mode with no rank, which is how it's been for a while.
Yeah.
All right, so final thoughts for this. Again, for me, do I think it's going to succeed? Do I think it's going to fail? I don't know. I'm kind of split down the middle. Did I have fun today? Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun today, and I'm excited to see how the community responds to this. You know, I do see Call of Duty kind of making the shift from BR, and I feel like they're leaning heavily on the Resurgence side. So is this what Call of Duty is gonna kind of lean towards in the future? I don't know. We're only gonna have to wait and see, man.
Yeah, same here. I had an absolute blast today. Obviously, I think part of that was skewed because it was Fortune's Keep, and all of us haven't got to play Fortune's Keep yet. So that was dope. Say like it was on Vondo or Sheikah, maybe our thoughts on kind of ranked play would be a little bit different. But just playing Fortune's Keep again was fun. Obviously, ranked mode was a ton of fun. And as somebody that loves obviously playing Vondo, just Vondo love, I obviously love the small map and things like that. Ranked mode, I think is going to be fun. Hopefully, it's like actually very sweaty towards the top ranks, where like you actually have to grind for something, play for something, have something to play for. So I'm super excited.
I think my just thoughts on it is I think Call of Duty, when I think of Battle Royale, and now I just think of Resurgence. I think everything Call of Duty should have been like when it comes to like a Battle Royale to be different is Resurgence, and I think they're like trying to run with it. And today I just had an absolute ball with it. It's more content, more playlists to do. I think the community as a whole is gonna enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot, and it's a good thing to just change it. You go from pubs to hanging out to sweaty ranked play, just the diverse. You don't want to ever get bored of the same thing over and over. So like having more of a value in the game you purchase, or it's actually free to play, it's great for everybody. And I had no complaints. I walked out there, I had no complaints whatsoever. I just think it's going to be a lot of fun, good content, good vibes, and I think the community's personally going to love it. But we'll see. And honestly, we're on an upscale in terms of Resurgence. We got Fortune's Keep, ranked play. And then what happens after that is Rebirth. I mean, it's just
will Rebirth be the new ranked game?
Just like Apex does things like that. Imagine there's a timer and there's a map rotation on Fortune's Keep and Rebirth. Even Vondo. I still love
Vondo, Fortune's Keep, and Rebirth. That they did a map rotation.
Don't do a Sheikah. Don't do it.
No Sheikah. No. Get that map. Send it to the movie. Okay. Yeah. So like that would be super cool to have a map rotation of those three maps. Have a ranked mode. That'd be a W.
Listen, man. All right, we got 1 week left from the time that this video goes live. I'm excited. Let us know in the comments if you guys think this will succeed, this won't. Are you guys excited? Are you guys not really excited? Let us know, man.
And then also make sure to comment down below, because all of us got hit with a brick wall today. We didn't expect this at all.
Yeah.
So let us know if you guys even thought this would be a thing. We had no idea. We thought it was just normal ranked, and then here we are on Fortune's Keep. So
I'm up.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Later, baby. Peace, peace, peace.